Good afternoon. Jim Twelves here from Alpha Crucis College, and greetings to all you students and staff. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd of April 2020, and I would like to introduce you to Term 2. Term 2 is starting on Monday, 27th of April. That's next Monday, and it finishes on the 3rd of July. So this time we're living in a virtual world, aren't we? And basically, I wonder how you've been going. It's been really quiet here. As you can see, I'm still here at Alpha Crucis, and I'm not working from home. But I've been doing a lot of thinking and praying. I'm wondering how you're coping with the isolation, I guess, the separation, the change of pace. I personally have found the change of pace really therapeutic. It's given me a chance to recalibrate and work out what's important and what is not so important. It seems to have allowed life to become less manic and more time for reflection. I hope that's been a positive for you. I guess there's also been many challenges, but I pray that you're coming through them. So, a few words about this coming term. As you know, there are no intensives this term. Even if the government wind back the restrictions, we won't be reinstating intensives at this point in time. 3/4 of our subjects were to have been online anyway. So in many ways, there isn't that much change since they're now all online. But what does that mean for subjects that would have had intensives? Let me introduce you to a new term I've dreamt up. That is the Zoom Intensive Equivalent, or Z for short, Z-I-E. So for subjects that would have had an intensive, what we're saying is we would love lecturers to set up various degrees of various numbers of Zoom sessions within that same week that was advertised, and invite students to be there synchronously with them. They would record this session and put it up on Moodle for those who unfortunately couldn't make it. But we'd really encourage everybody who can to be there for those sessions within that intensive week. So they're the Z sessions. If you're in the St. Philip's Hub, you would have been expecting some weekly sessions with your lecturer tutors. In place of those weekly face-to-face sessions, we're having weekly inputs with Zoom, otherwise known as WIZ, W-I-Z. So instead of those face-to-face sessions, you'll actually be meeting with your lecturer by Zoom. It won't be the whole day, obviously, but make sure you find out from your lecturer how it's all going to get managed and be there. So going back to the Z sessions, the Zoom intensive equivalents, it struck me that maybe 1/4 of you in those subjects would have been looking forward to an intensive, and now all of you are online. So in a sense, this has brought you all onto the same page, and whether or not you enrolled in an intensive version or an online version, you're all in this together. And I would love to think that we will get a huge percentage of everybody at those Zoom sessions in the Zoom intensive equivalents, the Z sessions. It will be really good if you can. So move life if you can. Don't forget to put your microphone on mute if you have a dog or other extraneous noises from without that would distract from the rest of the group. And of course, you can listen back to what was being said and discussed in your own time afterwards. Okay, so what else did I want to share with you? I just want to encourage you to connect, So as of Monday, the 27th of April, think connection, connection, connection. Connect with your fellow students, initially by posts on the class forum. Make sure you connect with your lecturer and find out exactly what is expected. Don't think that your question is too small to ask. Ask it, and make sure that you understand what is actually required of you. May I remind you not to use the Moodle Messenger, bottom right hand of your screen. In education, we don't use the Moodle Messenger, please. Thank you. Okay, and also make sure you're on EdInfo. EdInfo, that separate Moodle page for everybody, bachelor and masters, who's doing education. You should be familiar with EdInfo, absolutely familiar with it. There's loads of resources in there. Make sure you know your way around, particularly the education student page within that, and particularly the education student handbook. And around page 40 or 50, there's some excellent material there on how to write assignments, what does a distinction mean, what does a credit mean. If you haven't found your way around the education student handbook yet, please do. It's very, very important. I'm nearly done. So how do you study? One of the things I say to people about you is that our students own their own study. So prove me right, please. Make sure that you own your own research and your own study. You chose to do the course. You want to graduate. You want to become a teacher. Therefore, own the process. Don't expect somebody to give you a spoon feed or a leg up. They will, but maybe the big motivator needs to be you. Your lecturers are not going to be chasing you, although they might. Let you be the driving force, please. And maybe a thought here. Is there somebody in your world that you can make yourself accountable to? Somebody you can trust, somebody who you know will be able to just say now and again, how are you going? How are you going? How's that assignment going? Are you getting on with it? Have you got a good string of dates when assignments are due and you know exactly, oh, I've got 5 assignments on the same day. How am I going to manage that? So, think ahead, get somebody to keep tabs on you, particularly if you're in an isolated state in more than one sense. A state where maybe you don't see as many people as you might have done. I noticed the other day that in conversation with a good friend, it really lifted my my spirits. Whereas if you're on your own, you can tend to sink. So make sure you prioritize having a really good conversation with close people, close friends and family. Ever so important for you. So above all, look after yourself. As they say, we will get through this, and we trust it will not be too long. Have a great term and keep in touch. Oh, if you're in touch with your program director, me or Stephen Brinton, then prioritize that. We love short emails, not long ones. And if you don't get an answer straight away, never be too shy to just click the forward button and send that email again. Anyway, enough from me. God bless and have a great term. Bye.